Sankaree, that is the border between Romania and Ukraine, and right behind there is the entrance to Ukraine. Quite a bit of traffic here at the moment, but not a lot of people fleeing Ukraine. And when they do come, it's very peaceful. They're well received by the Romanians. There are so many volunteers around here. There are people from Turkey, there are people from Israel, sending stuff, giving food, handing out coffee, giving children toys, and then taking people to other parts of Romania. Many of them are in transit to other parts of Europe, saying that they will come back when things calm down again. Obviously, it's only women and children moving through here, but it's middle class people, people with homes, people with cars, people with pets, people who have lives in Ukraine essentially and who want to return home. At the moment, there's no tension on the border. We will be trying to go into Ukraine a little later and viewing things from the other side of the border towards Romania. Through the border now to Ukraine with an aid organization delivering aid to towns around Chernovitz. They say they are scared and they are risking their lives every time they go in. They have wives and children and family at home, but they feel the need to help their neighbors. We are entering with them. I'm going to lie if I'm going to say we are not scared, but these are the things that we need to show the world. You've been here?
Yeah, I've been here since the war began. I think it's 1 month ago. We've been here at the border with food for the Ukrainian people, but we saw there is a lot of churches, a lot of organizations who bring here food, and we developed a program. We pick up the refugees from the border. We take them to Cluj. Cluj is our hometown in Romania. And after that, we bring these refugees in all Europe, wherever they want to arrive.
Aren't you scared to go into Ukraine?
We are scared. I have a wife and 3 kids at home. But we have a lot of medicine, a lot of pills. And we arrive in a city, I think it's maybe 100 kilometers from the border. And we have a special letter from the mayor of the city. It's in Ukrainian, I don't know what he said, but here is our name and the car and the plate license.
What are you scared of when you go into Ukraine?
We are scared about our lives. Because we see a lot of videos, a lot of photos.
We just crossed the border into Ukraine. We are moving with humanitarian aid, medical and emergency relief, so Christian work. They're taking medicine to soldiers in a hospital about 200 kilometers from here. We are going with them. We're not really sure what to expect, but we're taking
Yeah, right.
So somewhere in the south of Ukraine, I'm driving through villages, mostly agricultural villages, and been driving for about 2 hours, and we've been seeing a lot of barricades on the road, people preparing for possible attacks, but life seems to be continuing as normal. People are going out and about. We see a lot of farmers on the land plowing. When we entered Ukraine, we saw a lot of cars with women and children moving towards Sankaree. But in this part where we are now, we turned off a couple of times. I'm not really sure where we are. Life seems to be normal, very normal. But one thing that we do share, one thing that we have in common with Ukraine is the condition of the roads. A lot of potholes and lack of maintenance.
He's a proper roadblock.
Barricades on the road. The road's barricaded with sandbags entering this little town. Not sure why. Yeah, preparing for possible attacks. Driving into Chernovitz now, and locals complaining about the conditions of the roads. This is the town of Chernovitz, or locally pronounced Chernovitsi. Various farmers, small farmers, family farms, part of the old feudal system. As you can see to the left here, readying themselves and ploughing, readying themselves to plant mealies or corn, maize, whatever you want to call it. And as we're driving on the road, we see various cars with women and children fleeing to the border in the opposite direction of which we're traveling in. Arrived in a town called Sankaree-Govender in the western part of Ukraine. Life seems to be pretty normal here, although people are quite edgy. We've just been warned not to hang around for too long because it's not a safe spot for journalists. We know that this is a very weird war when it comes to that because journalists are being killed, and we are moving back to the border now. But for now, there's a lot of people on the streets, people carrying on with their normal everyday activities. Some people are sitting on the streets drinking, smoking, walking up and down. Many women left, many children. So yeah, things seems pretty normal, but it's an uncertain situation, and I think that is what makes people really uncertain and creates a lot of fear. arrived back at Suret in Romania. It took us about 3.5 hours to get through the border. This morning it took about 20 minutes to get out of Romania. But because nobody wants to go into Ukraine, getting into Romania was a different story. It took a very, very long time. A lot of people waiting in queues. But what was strange is that we saw a lot of people moving back into Ukraine. Once again, back on the borders, it's quite a festive atmosphere here, to be quite honest. There's fires burning there at the back, there's soup. Once again, there's coffee and people waiting for Ukrainian refugees to make their way into Europe.